Hey Scorpio, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Scorpio, your weekend read. Today is... Shit, what is the date? I don't even know. It's Friday. That's what I do know. So, if you've been with me for a minute, you know. Sometimes I know what day it is, some days I don't. Today I know it's Friday. That's it. I don't know the date. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Second, third, fourth, fifth? Yeah, September 5th. Okay, anyhow, irrelevant. But, so weekend read, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 5th through the 7th about. We've got the eclipse rolling in. We've got a full moon rolling in. We've got all the things rolling in, which find me on the channel memberships for those reads as well. Dailies have been going out to the channel members this week. I am making some changes in the next week or so to my schedule, which is going to provide me more time here. So, Scorpio, I'm excited to do more with you all. I don't know, we'll talk about it on another video or something. But so if you're new here, welcome. And I'm Nicole, and for those of you that have been here, welcome back, of course. Personal reads are open and available. I'm scheduling in the next week at this point. My channel memberships are open, and here we are. Cheers to the weekend. I hope you all are doing well. All right, Scorpio, let's get down to it. Grab an Akashic card, Spirit says. Grab an Akashic card. We're going to just do the 3 days, see what's going on. I can't remember. I don't know why. They just pulled me into the weekly read. So I know I pulled some cards on the weekend, and I can't remember. So whatever. It is what it is. All right, Scorpio, let's get down to it here. Your weekend overall on a Akashic level. Illusion and Guardian of the Heart. Oh, Scorpio. You are caught in the stories and the roles that no longer serve you. False identities cloud your sight. Begin peeling away the mask and reclaim your original light. Scorpio, I got the chills. You are moving into who you've always meant to be. And while we try to, I don't want to say I touched the shallow or surface level stuff over the weekend of events, there is a bigger picture here. And with this eclipse happening in Pisces, in the North Node, Pisces, I'm going to tell you, water signs are getting hit the hardest. I've talked to quite a few of them. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Fire signs as well, some. Sag specifically. There's a truth or revelation, and, you know, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but there you go, if you've got Sag placements. But there is heart centering here happening, Spirit is saying, and it's like, I've got the serenity prayer that sits across from me, and I caught my attention just right now, and Spirit spoke it. God grant me. God grant me. So Scorpio, your wishes, your hopes, your dreams, things that you believed were unseen or unattainable. And I think I said to you recently in a read, like, the impossible becomes possible. Scorpio, I don't think you knew a couple weeks ago that what could be possible would even be that, or what you thought was impossible would become possible. And I think that this is kind of a build up to this eclipse season for you, as to how this works. So, all right, Spirit, card for the weekend. Pardon me, I just got stuffy. Leap, Scorpio, take the fucking leap, right? Like, take the leap. Guardian of the Heart comes back out. That was on the, it was in the split outside of the card that I read to you. Guardian of the Heart pops back out. Overall energy for the weekend, leap. You stand at the edge of a new beginning. Fear and wonder dance together. Take the leap. Your soul is ready for the unknown. Scorpio, if you're looking at something, and I think I said this in yesterday's message from Spirit to you, if you don't know, like, go do the damn thing. Go do, cats have got the toys. Go do it. Like, unless there is some true imminent fear, like, not even fear, Spirit's correcting me, danger. Take the fucking leap. Whatever you've been thinking about, weighing in your mind, and I will tell you, this energy is not just, like, one specific thing. This is going to affect areas of your entire life. And Guardian of the Heart, you stand in full sovereignty over your emotional world. You lead from the heart with strength and grace. Protect the emotional landscapes you have nurtured. Scorpio, this is also very much about, like, no matter what happens, this is a control thing. Like, you don't have control over how anybody else responds, does. 4, 5, 6, that's confirmation to me you're on the right path. But you have control of your emotional self, and how you respond to things, or how you take things to heart. I feel like I'm hitting the fucking nail on the head here. That's been the scary thing for you, is like, what if things go sideways? What if things don't come out the way that I want them to? What happens to my emotional world? Like, there's a great fear around the emotionality of whether it's work, love, life, kids, home, bills, whatever it might be. Spirit is asking you to step into the limelight of your profound emotional self. Love those parts of you that are just true and authentic and genuine, and lean into that energy. You don't have to guard yourself so much anymore. And I've said this a couple of times over this year. There is a difference between surviving and thriving. And when I tell you 6, that's the past, right on the clock. That's the past. You no longer have to fight to survive. If you feel like you are, if you're in a bad situation somewhere, what can you do to release yourself from that? Again, you have no control over anything or anybody else, but you've got control of yourself. And for whatever reason, I was thinking about this before I sat down. I always pay attention to conversations, thoughts, wherever my mind goes prior to sitting down to these reads. That's like my meditation. If you are in a difficult situation where there's abuse or trauma happening or whatever, and I've been very vocal to a point about my own past, and, in part what has led me through my own awakening over the years. I remember being in a place of despair and going, I'm likely to die. Seriously. The opportunity for it was huge. Until, like, you get to a point of fear, that fear itself you no longer fear, because whether you're tired, you've given up, you're over it, whatever it is. And again, this isn't going to be for everybody, so take it if it fits, leave it if it doesn't. You know your story. But when you get to that point that you've got nothing to lose, and you call it disparity, call it depravity, call it whatever you want to, the only thing you can do is sleep. And that's on the severe end of things. Now, for some of you, maybe this is a job. Maybe there is an idea, a vision, a love, a whatever this might be, that says, now is the time. I've got to do something different, because the old ways of doing things no longer represent who I am becoming. Massive, and just the energy in the room right now, and the quietness, the stillness of it, is like, Spirit is saying a lot of analytical contemplation. And I think, what was it, like deliberate decisions, right? Or deliberate choices this week was a thing. This is leading you forward in a very powerful way by you nurturing the understanding of what is going on and with you internally when it comes to knowing that certain things need to change. Okay? And pardon if you hear my stomach growling. Apparently I'm hungry. I don't know. A little early for me to eat, but here we are. Spirit says, it's about feeding the soul, Scorpio. It's about feeding the soul. So there is your overriding energy for this weekend. We're going to get the cards for the weekend itself. Spirit, start with tarot. All right, let's go. Let's go, Scorpio. Let's go. Let's do this thing. All right. Spirit, today, Friday, for Scorpio. For Friday, for Scorpio. 3 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles. On the split there, I just seen the Ace of Wands. It's time, Scorpio. The time is now. It's go time. Friday, 3 of Swords. We're going to dig into this, the Hierophant. I'm going to leave that sit there. It's for Saturday. I'm going to pull these, and then I'm going to clarify these and go through day by day. For Saturday, for Scorpio. Spirit. For Saturday, for Scorpio. Knight of Wands. Incoming, the Sun, Scorpio, that's a big shift. And then for Sunday, Spirit, for Scorpio, what's going on? 3 of Cups and the Lovers on the underlying. Sunday for Scorpio, please, Spirit. 5 of Wands. 3 of Wands in the reverse. 6 of Swords. 6 of Pentacles. Lots of sixes here. All right, Scorps, let's clarify. So let's start with Friday. 3 of Swords in the Hierophant. Pain. It's almost like scars, Scorpio, right? Scars on the heart, the mind, the body, the spirit. Spiritual awakening around this particular pain, and how it's come to be. Some of you could be, just a side note, Spirit jumped straight to Sunday. Kids on Sunday could be fighting with each other. Don't ask. I don't know. Like, it's just so fucking random. Like, there's some kind of argument. And you know what? Sunday is the eclipse. So, there you go. Anyhow. But back to Friday. So sorry. 8. This is coming full circle here for you, Scorpio, around this. You're talking about a spiritual awakening. It is coming around. And it's like, I think you're constantly expecting negative consequences for everything that goes on in your life. Like, I don't even know why I want to put it that way, but that's how it's coming through. It's just what I want to say. And it's like a call to order. It's like, or careful what you wish for, Scorpio. Make sure you're staying in a positive headspace. But it's like, the way Spirit's showing this to me with the Hierophant on Friday is the 3 of Swords. It's aligning. It's almost like looking at them, and Spirit is aligning those truthful or painful truths that have happened over time, and realizing what you feel like you've been missing versus what you already have. Spirit saying being grateful for what you already have. And then also realizing there are these 3, I'm going to say these 3 things. Mental, emotional, and Spirit saying the tangible world of what you feel like you have lacked or had to suffer through. 12:12 on the clock. Spirit is saying it's an irrevocable pain of mistrust and abuse over the years. Scorpio, I want to say to you, where did it begin? This reading is going heavy and it's going deep. So, you know, I intend on something simple for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but here we are. You know, and I think that it's funny as I say that to you, when you take a look at the scar, or the robe on the Hierophant down the dead center, there's 3 crosses. And you look at the 3 of Swords, colors and whatnot are very similar, right? Everything's pretty similar to those 2. This is a representation. It's like seeing Jesus hung out on the cross with nails in his hands, right? Thorns on his head. Like, you don't forget where the fuck you've come from. You don't forget what you've been through, but this also means not allowing that to define or subdue, thank you, Spirit, or to subdue who you are becoming, who you are meant to be, Scorpio. So, very potent energy today. Like, I'm kind of like, whew, it's a lot. It's a lot here, Scorps. Spirit, I keep hearing with Hierophant, a call to order, threats, money, life, violence, privacy, suspicion. This is a specific message for somebody, and I don't know what. Throw the phones away. I don't know what that means. So this could also be what you're consuming on social media, the stories that you tell yourself, like waiting, analyzing, picking through certain details, trying to articulate appropriately. There's fear around this. How does this new life that I am creating potentially create threats for me? I feel like there are some of you who are really kind of going through it on a mental level right now. And it's like ears wide open, like the ears, like listening for things, hearing things, picking apart things. Why this energy, Spirit? What's going on? And you're breaking free from this. Thank you. Good Lord. For some of you too, this is almost like, you could say, standing in the face of adversity, Scorpio. But it's almost like you're going back. There it is, letting go. Like you're going back in time around these particular events and moments of your life, and trying to, and I said to you, like, throw caution to the wind, like jump into that next phase. I know I told you that yesterday. Give me 1 second. All right, Scorpio, I had to sneeze. So sorry. But you're looking back at those things, and I think more than anything, you're realizing the deeper, the darker impact. This could be closing out cycles from 20 years ago. You're realizing the impact, and you're ready to finally release, open up, give yourself the space to surrender. And whether, I feel like this is an internal shift on Friday, Scorpio, that's where it starts to take place. 15:51 on the clock. There's something there that is starting to take place on an internal and mental and emotional level for you specifically. And it's almost like you're going through some other greater scheme of awakening. Some of you could have been cutters as far as skin to reduce pain, or that's the way, it was seen. Learning to make nice with those scars. And even if it's a metaphorical scar, Scorpio, realizing that those scars don't mean that you're broken. That means that you've learned, you've healed a major lesson. And I'm going to tell you, you might have Aries placements. Spirit keeps showing me this card from this deck. And I did a reading for Aries the other day, and that card came out. And I'm going to show it to you. If I can find it here quickly. Like, I don't know why. Where the hell's it at? I want you to see this. There it is. Nature. Ogham. You see the lines in the tree. Notches in the belt, right? All the things that you've learned. Trees could be very important. Trees could be very healing for you at this time as well. I feel like, for a lot of you, you've had to root yourself in barren places. It's like a weed popping up out of a sidewalk crack. Like, you're not supposed to be there. That's not your place in the world. That's not where you technically belong. But you had to learn to thrive in very dry, desperate lands, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. And by way of that, that's like, you think about the concrete, there's no soil there per se, just dirt that's kind of manifested itself into that space. The sun is peering through that card, saying there is hope, there is joy, there are things on the horizon for you. But can you transplant yourself into this new dimension? I hope that's making sense. Okay? But again, it's like, I always, I see this card Torment, and I look at the pieces of it, and it makes me think autism so often anymore. And, you could be dealing with somebody like that, but I do feel like there's a mental shift that is taking place, right? Somebody could deal with autism, but there is a mental shift that's getting ready to take place, and I think it might surprise you, too, if there's medications or something involved, that a change up or a change in that is going to change the way of thinking as well, is what I'm hearing. So I don't know enough about it on that level to go too far into that. But where there's been madness or confusion or difficulties, that's going to start to shift here in the coming days. Maybe even around the 4th, so that would have been yesterday. Scorpio, separate of that, I'm kind of like, let's get into something that's, I don't want to say not as heavy, but still, Scorpio, you've got a lot of things I feel like you're going through, I don't say going through, pilfering through, is that how you say it? About lies, illusions, deceptions. Someone, you're recognizing too that someone around you wanted to, I don't want to say realizing, you already knew. Somebody was trying to kind of play some games or something as well. This is a stark contrast between authentic people and people that are just shitheads. I don't even know what else to say to you to that. Tired of the misfortunes of being, you know, I could call it collateral damage to other people's bullshit here, Scorps. Again, so sorry for the sniffling. But, whistleblower. Let's see. Scorpio, you could have called out a truth and made someone else take a step back this week. Or you could be doing that today. And the Three of Swords with the fucking Three of Swords. Like, you are just sick of people who feel the need to control. Like, I just feel like this is, you may not be saying a whole lot. You may not be doing a whole lot on a physical level in regards to this. But you know where the fuck you have come from. You know why things have been the way they are. And now there's this awareness around, could have been a King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. I see that as particularly Sagittarius more often than not. And actually, and as I say that to you, there's Temperance. So there's Sag. There's my confirmation. And I started this saying about Sag going through some changes. This is a big, powerful shift for you, especially, you know, again, some of you could be dealing with a Sag, or they could have certain Sag placements, or you could. But this awareness as to how much a particular situation has tried to put your fire out. Maybe the way that you've lived, the Three of Swords twice. I'm going to say the last 3 years. 2112, that's 3-3 on the clock. There you go. You're healing your happiness, your harmony after a period of feeling controlled or feeling like you were manipulated or whatever. For whatever reason, this weekend, maybe Friday, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday, hell, maybe you've already gone through this, is really hitting you harder as to the severity of, like, you may not have seen, Scorpio, what that time frame did to you. Maybe you've seen it as something that was destined or divinely orchestrated or whatever, like it was a time of new action. And it probably was, right? It was for you to have that experience, but not realizing the severity of the difficulties that were actually faced during that period of time. And there's something about that that's coming full circle now for you. Anything else on Friday, Spirit? Challenges and liar. They lied to themselves. They lied to you. And it says, make a decision and work on inner healing. And Scorpio, that's exactly what you're doing. Fire, I said fire sign. There it is. Sag energy again. I would also, I'm going to clarify that. Oh my God, my nose is, somebody must be talking about me. Holy shit. Careful. It says, be careful of someone sneaky. And I do feel like you've dealt with a lot of these snakes, right? 6 of Wands, you're going to have victory over this. They're mad that you've moved on. They're mad that you're changing. They're mad that you're becoming all you're meant to be. The World card, this is done, Scorpio. 7 of Pentacles. It was, don't blame yourself. Don't get hard on yourself either in what you've already done, participated in, been a part of. I feel like more than anything in regards to the exterior of it, this person or situation, and I feel like there's a couple things. They're realizing like the investment is done. That World card with the 7 of Pentacles, that investment is done. They didn't give enough. Coming out sideways, they did not give enough, Scorpio. And you may beat yourself up for like, you know, not, it's like hindsight is 2020. Why didn't I see this before? Why didn't I acknowledge that before? Why didn't I blah, 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 blah. Do not sit there and guilt yourself because you had to have, I'm going to beat it into your heads continuously this year, I think. You had to have the experience. You had to feel what that was going to feel like so you could understand the contrast and what it does mean to feel good. Okay, so I hope that's making sense the way I'm explaining this, but you had to go on that adventure. You had to have that safari through the jungle, right? You know, who knows what you're going to see. Saturday looks a hell of a lot lighter. Somebody's coming in, Knight of Wands, the sun, like, I have arrived. I have arrived, Scorpio. Like, I'm going to traverse mountains. I'm going to get to you. This feels positive, though, with that sun being there. Like, joyous, a good joyous day of maybe even celebrations. There goes the train. Yeah, look, drinks, synchronization. Saturday, like Scorpio, I think Friday, you're just sifting through a lot of things mentally and emotionally. Do that. Do that. Or whatever day it's coming in for you, do that. Do that thing, okay? Because Saturday, Sunday, whatever day, again, for you, Things you start to realize, like, you now have a deeper sense of self-awareness, your emotions, control of your life. Children this week seem to be playing a big role here, the Sun card. But you're joyous, you're harmonious, you're feeling music in your soul, you're feeling the harmony within your soul, and it is calling in justness for you. Be careful of drinking and driving. P.S. Drinks and law sitting here. It could be texting, driving, drinking, doing things you shouldn't be doing. Likely to get caught. You know, that Knight of Wands is rushing, speeding, not paying attention, just in your own bubble, your own world. Just be aware, right? Spirit's telling me the sun. Spirit specifically for Saturday for Scorpio. Harmony is abound. Sun for Saturday. Ascending, Scorpio, you are leveling up. You're fine. Listen, Saturday you could have almost like an ingenious idea. Again, if you've not been willing to take the leap, like the leap here Friday, I could say, is moving past the past hurts and pain. Okay, that's the leap of letting go of that. Saturday, leaping into something far more abundant for yourself. It's like ideas or thoughts could come through in even joking manners, and you're like, I never thought of it. Like, it's like going from a joke to taking something seriously, finally. Promotions and progress, loss of control. Listen, I said speeding. Look at that, loss of control, derailment, and it's reckless. Like, pay attention to, if it's not you, people driving around you as well. Because it may not be you that's the fucking idiot, right? This Sun card, Spirit. Sunsets. Scorpio, this isn't a time. Here's the thing. This is not a time for you to go back to what was lost. Like, there's just something around this that Spirit's like, what was lost? Like, it's, you know, you can't replace one thing for another necessarily, but you have these new experiences, and it's all going to work out. Again, there's a fear, work and torment, like a fear that something is going to fucking interfere with things. Let it go. Like, I can't emphasize that enough right now. Is like, just let it go. Easier for me to say than for you to do. I know that, and I'm not trying to be preachy, but you're gonna feel so much lighter on the other side of this. Okay, this Knight of Wands, Spirit. What is this about for Scorpio Saturday? Knight of Swords sums out sideways. Somebody wants to represent themselves as very stable to you. Ten of Wands, and they're going to have to lay some burdens down in order to do that. And I do think, again, travel is very, very heavy. There's the Eight of Wands and the Chariot. They're trying to get things together. They're trying to hurry up. They're trying to rush to you. They're trying to come to you. But they want to be stable, because look at you, Scorpio. The King of Pentacles and the Empress. I don't want to say they're one step behind you, but they're coming. They're coming to support you. They just have some responsibilities. Ten of Cups. I don't know. Ten of Cups. Like, they want to give you the Ten of Cups, Scorpio. Something is going to give you the Ten of Cups. Not immediate, but it's coming. Six of Wands. They're freeing themselves to come to you, or you're making plans, adjustments, arrangements to a schedule, or it's Scorpio. I can't stress enough. Stay the fuck out of your head. Stay out of this negative way of thinking. It's like, well, what if this is lost? Scorpio, Two of Cups and the Moon. It's coming. They're coming to you. They're coming for you. They're coming to be there authentically. Okay. This Sun card. Scorpio, I just heard from Spirit, if I could tell you one thing, I'd tell you that I love you. It's two things. One, if you feel like you've not been able to connect with somebody who has passed over, there's a reason why they're not connecting with you right now. It's going to be different for all of you. But it's kind of like they're letting you lead the way so they can come back around. Okay? And your intuition knows this, all right? Now, for others of you, that specific message, if I could tell you one thing, I would tell you that I love you. It's almost like somebody's coming in to say something and then fucking pumping the brakes. Like there's something that wants to be said, Scorpio, or something that needs to be addressed around feelings or emotions of the Empress. They just don't want it to come off wrong, okay? King of Pentacles, the Empress. Seven of Wands. Guards are starting to be loosened. Four of Wands. Celebration, happiness, success, marriage, cause for celebration, whatever you want to call this. They want it to be reciprocal. And Spirit is saying honest. So even if this is like a work collab and it's not so much I love you, but maybe Scorpio, I admire you, I support you, I'm there for you, like whatever that might be. Maybe this is you, Scorpio. As I look at that leap card, like you're the one who's being asked to take the leaps here. Is this for Scorpio to do? Five of Swords. I think it's for both. And you're so used to the debauchery of fuckery, but you're healing through that. So by whatever this is on Saturday, you taking that leap of faith, what comes after that leap of faith for Scorpio? The Death card, Scorpio, that's Ace of Wands. You're going to realize not everything is the same. It's not the same anymore. Like whatever that means to you, it is not the same anymore at all. Okay? Yes, luck is on your side, date night, Scorpio. Just whatever it is that you're trying to connect to. I don't care if it's your dog. I don't care if it's lady at the supermarket. I don't care if it's your partner. Now, I can't emphasize it enough. Now is the time. It's time to move. It's time to close these fucking doors from before. They're not for you anymore. It's not who you are. You are not who these people said you were. You are not the story that people said that's the box that you were supposed to fit in. You are yourself. And that's what you need to lean into. I feel like I'm like yelling at my kid right now going, will you just listen to me? Scorpio, listen to your higher self. Listen to your higher self. Whatever this is, again, work or whatever it might be, that you feel you need to take this leap, do it. Do it, do it, do it. There might be, Spirit is saying there might be adjustments along the way. It may not look exactly as you think it will, or whatever picture you've created, which is fine. But you're not going to be disappointed. Stop analyzing the fuck out of whatever this thing is. You know, I'm going to tell you, I had a situation this week myself, and I was like, I got to do this. I've thought about this for 6 months. I've got to do this. And I did it. And it ended up turning out better than I expected. Now, do I think that things are going to change in the future? Probably. But for now, what I need it to be is exactly what it's going to be. Take this leap, Scorpio. Take that big leap. You need to. It is 1,000,000,000% of the time. Sunday, 5 of Wands, 3 of Wands in the reverse. I just heard this is subject to their behavior. Again, I do feel like you might be dealing with 3 children, specifically. Oh God. Social media, again, like could be, it's information overload. You could be getting a lot of messages. It's like either you're over inundated with messages or there's not enough information. So you think about kids, like one kid doesn't want to talk about it. The other kid's like, well, she said, she did, he did, blah, 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 blah. It's like you need to have both sides of the story and then the truth in between. Makes sense? That's how I feel about this. It's like somebody's got a lot to say and somebody else has nothing to say. Sunday, Spirit. Miracle tried to come out. If you're a parent, it's a miracle you've got your sanity. Haha. Torment again. I just heard, what did I do wrong? Is this Scorpio's energy? You know, I'm going to say this, though. I like the fact, and Spirit's pointing this out, I like the fact that these are minor arcanas with that 5 of Wands and the 3 of Wands, because those are not destined and fated. It's an emotional roller coaster. You could be feeling very emotional, very like, I feel like I need to do something, or somebody else is feeling like they need to do something. You're not supposed to do anything. You're supposed to learn from this experience again, okay? What is this about specifically? Isolating. Scorpio, your energy is so back and forth on Sunday. I don't even know what to make of it. Highs, lows, ups, downs, in betweens. I feel good. I'm carrying on. No, I'm not. I'm depressed. I'm going to bed. Hold on. Spirit, I need more. I need more. Okay. You know, this card doesn't belong in this deck, and Spirit had me hope, Scorpio. Wish, expect, desire. You're moving into calmer waters. What is all this energy on Sunday is just weird. Paradise ship. Scorpio, you don't have to wait anymore. The letters T and S. TS and H could be important, and I will tell you TSH is also thyroid hormone. Your thyroid, if you deal with thyroid issues, could be up and down as well, which makes you kind of want to just hunker down. I think by the end of the day, you will be spending some time alone to kind of reflect on things. What is this? Talking. I told you, messages coming in. Either too much or not enough, and there it is, talking. It says, interested, awaiting messages, text calls, talking more. God, I just had deja vu. Holy shit. Bear with me. Scorpio, it's almost like just a massive head rush of deja vu right now. Bear with me. I feel like I've had this conversation with you before. The same cards and everything. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your visions. Pay attention to, like, if you think about it, you ever get like a little clip from the past of your life, or a little bit of this or a little bit of that, and you remember, like, it's almost like a flashback, Scorpio. Sunday you could be having flashbacks to events that derailed any positive light that you had in your life during a specific period of time. And it's almost like looking at, how do I explain this, Jesus? You think about somebody with like PTSD, right? And I'm no psychologist. I'm none of those things. Check with your professionals. But they will have flashbacks to like war. You know, if they were in the military, as an example, they could be sitting there having dinner with you, eating mashed potatoes, and the next thing you know, you just see this blank stare come over their face. And they're having a flashback kind of moment. Scorpio, I feel like that's you. I expect, like, I just feel this huge, like, oh my God. Like, I did not, again, going back to, I did not realize how deep this was. Your emotions could be all over the fucking place on Sunday. And, you know, and it's like, I'm looking at this not enough card, Scorpio, and those eyes are what's giving me like this feeling, an interpretation, envious spirit of that flashback, right? Like that, do you remember my cold, brutal, disheartened eyes? This could be a spouse. This could have been a family member. It's almost like that trigger, that monster, that trauma. It's like it rears its ugly head to look you in the eye one more time. And you could just lose it. I want you to understand, if you have that moment, I want to say anytime after 6 p.m. Sunday night, which all of a sudden they're giving me times of the day specifically, which I think is crazy. Because we're all on different timelines, but I'm going to roll with what they give me. I trust that. Have that cry. Have that meltdown. Have that moment. Because it is like It's purging the guck. It's purging the shit. It's purging the, just all of the negative things that have lived within you. It is a purge. Like the people that have competed with you, that have fought with you, who have argued with you, who didn't believe in you, all of those things. You just realize, like, that situation or that time in your life or that whole thing was nothing but an energy exchange of ego and fear. I hope that's making sense. And I'm going back to what I said to you on Friday. Self-forgiveness under this eclipse, Scorpio. If you want to, Spirit, if you want to see the real workings of all that you've managed to do, you've got to self-forgive. It's like maybe you've tried to get past situations and people and things like that over your years. But you're like, well, I chose that person. I didn't see that thing. I did this. I did that. I could have done better. Have you taken the time to forgive yourself? I feel like this eclipse is going to be reconcile, Scorpio. It's a reconciliation within yourself. And it's, you could have, I could say soulmates coming in, right? Or they may be around already. That it helps to cure a very difficult pain, a very difficult truth. It's almost like somebody, you think about, like, if you're Catholic and you go to confession, you created your sin, if we're going to speak religion, which I'm not religious, so do whatever you want to with that. But you create that sin ultimately outside in the external world, outside of the church. And you go to confession and you sit in that box and you confess your sins and ask for forgiveness. Scorpio, whomever or whatever is come in for you, it's almost like they, it's like the priest saying to you, child, you are forgiven. It's like somebody is giving you permission for forgiveness. And it's like that's what you've waited on. And in Scorpio, it's not about what's outside of you, though. It's also about more importantly, what's within you. Have you forgiven yourself? But it's also like somebody outside of you in close connection and or on the other side is telling you, like, I support you, I love you, forehead kisses. If someone who's passed away used to give you kisses on the forehead, it's okay. I'm still there. This, when I said to you for Saturday that they can't quite connect with you yet if they are on the other side, it's because you have to realize that in order for someone else to love you, and it's not that you're not lovable, so let me rephrase. Scorpio, you are always lovable. But if you are guarding the heart, going back to the beginning here, and you're not allowing yourself to be the receiver of that love, how can somebody else love you the way that they want to if you don't let them in? I hope that's making sense. They need you, spirit, the divine, your ancestors need you to allow yourself to feel that thing. And something happens Saturday, Scorpio, with Sun in the Ascension, that you feel it. You feel what feels good, which leads to Sunday of forgiveness. Okay? You're going from not enough to having a love. I'm going to call it a love within, by breaking these fears and illusions around you, those scars. I hope that's making sense. I know how it feels coming in via spirit. Bonfire, happy home, happy life. It's time to peel the Scorpio. Right now, I feel like the only one, I don't want to say the only one, because I think it's being mirrored back to you in some ways, but somebody here's got to take a leap. for healing. And, you know, if you've dealt with crazy people in the past, I said it before, I'll say it again. Crazy people don't ask themselves if they're fucking crazy. They think they're sane and they're always right. That's the ego, right? When you look at yourself and go, have I allowed myself to be open to receive, to be open to love? And you realize, like, maybe you've tried, right? You think you've been, but there's something about something coming in. Three of Swords, there's so much emotion here. Three of Swords to the sun. It's literally night and day. The moon and the sun, they're eclipsing each other. You realize in that period of darkness, in that hour and whatever it is we're going to have, that you're tired of living in the dark. You need to live in the light. Someone supports that. Something supports that. Spirit just said actually a lot of things do. Do with that what you will, Scorpio. Anything else for Sunday for Scorpio? If these kids don't get their shit together, you know, it's like full moon vibes, right? Everybody gets fucking crazy. Hey, that's how it feels. So your kids, your animals might be acting a bunch of fools and you're like, and yeah, I'll just get your shit together because I need to go have a meltdown. Honeymoon, Scorpio, you, intimacy. Reminiscing, sexual chemistry, honeymoon phase, attending somebody's wedding. Could be your own honeymoon, could be planning, making plans. But there's such a divine closeness to this person being supportive of you. Where did I see that card? Where did that go? I want to show these two cards to you. I think it was here and I shuffled it back through maybe. But they very much one of the same is what I'm going to call it. Where is that at? Scorpio. I'm honestly worn out from doing this reading. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of heavy emotions, and maybe it's not that day. A lot of heavy emotions, a whole lot of, you know, working through the things that you need to, there it is, to bring something together. Look how loving and supportive this is. Both of those cards showed up. You know, and again, if you're not here for romance and, you know, whatever, and I'm not saying that this is romance, but love comes in all forms. So however that looks in your world, and with the eclipse, it's like expect the unexpected, expect for things to happen in ways you couldn't imagine, because it's going to be on the divine's terms and not yours. Again, letting go of control of the things you have no control over. But god darn, have you learned a lot. The Hermit to the Ace of Wands. This weekend is a powerful shift within you. And you need to be ready for the next phase of life. You can have a honeymoon phase at a job. You can have it in a relationship. You can have it with your pet when you first get it, you know, until they chew your fucking shoes or your recliner like mine. You know, you can have that honeymoon phase with abundance, with all kinds of things. But then it's what you do to nurture it and support it afterwards, including, Spirit, thank you, including yourself. So let it be known, Scorpio. I'm leaving it there. I'm sending you all a ton of love. Take care of yourselves. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.